everyone, and welcome to the X22 Report. My name is Dave. Today's episode is number 18. An economic storm is headed our way, and you better be prepared. Before I get started, I just want to tell everyone that comes to the site, I just want to thank everyone posting on the forum, The People. I do believe that this is going to be a great area where we all can come together, share our news, and talk about things and help others. And especially I like to start getting people from other countries to post what they're seeing in their country. But if you haven't seen The People already, just go to the x22report.com, click on the menu item up top that says the People, and it'll bring you right there. You can view everything. You do not have to sign up, but if you do want to say something or help someone or share something, you do need to sign up, and I do not give away your email or your name or anything like that. You can use code names, and that's pretty much, it doesn't cost anything also. I mean, it's completely free. I just want to have a central place where everyone can talk and help each other and just see what's happening in the world without the mainstream media, so we can see what's really going on with the people. So if you haven't visited already, go ahead and do that. Today, I really do believe that some type of storm is coming, and is just what's coming out in the news and what is going on. And things, it's funny because the things that are coming out in the news right now are part of the things that I mentioned in my other episodes of the Great Depression, and they seem to be coming true sooner before the collapse that we're starting to see this. And I'll get into that, but I just have a gut feeling. Again, I have no evidence of this, but my gut just tells me something bad is on the horizon with all this news that is coming out, and hopefully I can relate what I'm reading to you and what I'm seeing to, what we're expecting to happen. But the first thing, of course, is Cyprus. I mean, look at this little tiny country, and the banks are still closed. People are getting more and more angry. I mean, they were calm in the beginning, but now they're getting more angry. And the banks are going to be closed, I think, until Monday. They're trying to work out a deal, but it looks like they're going back to stealing the wealth of the people. And it seems like they're getting nowhere. And it either looks like they're going to steal the wealth, or they're just going to collapse. And I read this article in Market Watch where they were saying that that they need some type of bailout. Now, if they don't get a bailout, the country, the banks, will have to collapse, and they will have to get out of the euro and create their own currency. And this is what they're saying this is their scenario of what would happen and how it would affect the European nation. So if they do collapse, what they're saying is that the new currency would rapidly depreciate, and the government debt is denominated in euros. The debt pile would rise in the new currency, eventually leading to an unavoidable debt rescheduling. And what does this mean for the Eurozone countries? They're saying not a whole lot. Pretty much what Ben Bernanke is saying for the U.S., that, if something happens to them, it's not a big deal. Because it's only $14 billion, and it wouldn't affect anything, and there's nothing to worry about. There's absolutely, nothing will happen. They're just saying basically nothing will happen. But I see it a different way. Yes, from that perspective, nothing. But what about when people start to see this and see what they're doing? And people say, just a minute here. They took their money, they collapsed. Maybe I should take my money out of the bank. I mean, this is what we're seeing today is that people are not sitting still anymore. They're going to the bank and withdrawing money. I mean, I personally am withdrawing money because I hate to say it, I don't make any interest on my money in the bank. So, what am I really getting there? Protection? Not really. The people in Cyprus thought they were protected, but the protection from robbers with guns coming into the bank and stealing the money, yeah, they might be protected that way, but on the back end, the actual bankers are now banksters, and they're taking the money from the back end, and there's really nothing you can do. And I know, yes, I know everyone's going to say, oh, it's the FDIC, we're insured here in the U.S., but yesterday I went through it. The FDIC does not have enough money to cover everything. Insurance does not work that way. Insurance only has enough to cover small incidents, not on a major scale. They just do not work that way. Now, moving on, there's news now coming out. We heard about Syrian and the chemical weapons, and we hear about them, saying that either side has chemical weapons. We don't know which. But we're also seeing the U.S. kind of pushing China, and the United States is coming in to talk to Japan about the island and stuff, and China doesn't like this, and it's starting to push them, and they're feeling a little uneasy about this. China is extremely concerned by these reports. The Chinese government has the determination and ability to maintain the nation's territorial sovereignty, and they're feeling outside pressure. But I believe we're trying to bring in the pressure because the way it works is we will not make the first move. We want other countries to make the first move so we can always say, see, look what they did. I mean, we're also seeing, we're seeing Syria, we're seeing China, we're pushing. We're telling, Obama's saying that, Iran, Syria, Syria's already crossed the red line. Iran, they're going to give them 2 or 3 more months for their nuclear, letting us see their nuclear stuff, but that doesn't mean that something might not happen sooner. And it feels like they're just pushing, waiting for someone to make the first move. And I believe they're going to continually push until someone actually does make the first move. Now, going back to Cyprus, their credit rating was downgraded to CCC, and it was a CCC plus before. Now, you have to remember, S&P cannot rate the United States. They're being sued. Plus, the United States banned another credit rating agency for about 18 months. So, this CCC rating, CCC, let me just read to you. An obligor rated CCC is currently vulnerable and is dependent upon favorable business, financial, and economic conditions to meet its financial commitments. Okay, the banks have no money. It's almost like you living in your house, you lost your job, no income's coming in, there's no money in the bank. What's your rating? There's no job opportunity, and your rent's coming due, the electric's coming due, the heat's coming due. What is your rating? Your rating is an F. You can't make it. You're done. It's time to go bankrupt. This, to me, is the same thing. But, again, I don't trust the rating agencies because they were rating all the real estate securities AAA. So how do we trust these people anymore? All right, let's move on over to the U.S. because there are a couple interesting things happening in the U.S. here. Now, Bernanke kind of led or kind of told or not so that he might be leaving a little bit earlier from his post as Fed chairman than he thought. Now, when people start to bail, that means we need to start to worry, especially when Ben Bernanke says the Cyprus problem will have no effect on the United States, and the European community is saying it will not have an effect on Europe. Again, these people are always wrong. Whatever they're telling you, it's the opposite. They want you, and especially those people who are sleeping, they need to keep up the pretense that everything is okay. But we know better. We know it's not. We know the storm is coming. The storm, if you look at the horizon. If you would like to hear the rest of this report, go to x22report.com. Plus, when you reach x22report.com, you can go to The People and talk to other people about the economic collapse. Again, go to x22report.com to hear the rest of this report. Thank you.